Hey, this is Eric. I'm an ASE certified master automobile technician, and planes, trains, and automobiles brought me to Zimbrick of Madison, Wisconsin as part of my journey to find out what the best shops in America call the secrets to their success. Zimbrick of Madison, come on inside, let's find out. Hey, I'm Eric.
Eric, I'm Jesse.
Jesse, great to meet you.
Hey, Eric, I'm Darren.
Darren, great to meet you. Zimbrick of Madison.
Zimbrick of Madison, yep.
Great looking dealership. Can you tell me all about it?
Yes, so we've been in business a little over 60 years. I'm the body shop director here. I've been with Zimbrick for just about 5 years now. We've got 16 brands, 3 body shops. I oversee the 3 body shops and our glass and calibration center.
That is awesome. Well, what do you say we take a tour?
Let's go.
Zimbrick has grown into one of the most respected multi-brand dealership groups in the Midwest. But when it came to ADAS calibrations, they were relying on outside vendors and losing control of a critical part of the repair process. Jesse Ewalt, director of Zimbrick's body shops, knew something had to change.
When we first got into the ADAS stuff, we had some third-party tools for scanning, and we outsourced our calibrations to sublet vendors. What we kind of found is, with the size of us, the amount of vehicles we were running through, is that it just made a lot more sense for us to take a little bit more control of the whole process.
That search for control led Jesse to Autel and to Darren Sadowski, co-founder of National Calibration and Diagnostic Solutions. Darren heard exactly what Jesse was describing, and he recognized a familiar problem.
When Jesse first reached out to us, we had that conversation, and one of the things we like to do for any customer is just understand where they're at and what problems they're facing. And so one of the things that I heard in the conversation with Jesse is exactly what he just echoed. Even though they had a solution that was existing, they were losing control of part of that process.
You know, I think a lot of people are worried about, taking on the liabilities of getting into the ADAS stuff, but at the end of the day, the way we look at things is that customers are bringing their cars to us, and we need to know that everything's getting done correctly. So the more control we can have in the process and understand the training of our own techs and the support we have behind us makes us feel a little bit better about making sure the job is done right.
Darren and his team at National Calibrations don't just sell equipment, they build partnerships. And for a multi-shop operation like Zimbrick, running a hub and spoke model across 3 body shops and a centralized calibration center, that distinction made all the difference.
The biggest parts of the relationships with NCDS is, just from the initial consultation of what the business needs are to helping us with the tooling and software and getting everything we need set up that way. We're following the procedures from start to finish, so we know everything is done right. We're able to document it on our own side. And not only that, but it just trickles down to the entire organization, down to the estimators, now have a much better understanding of the entire ADAS process as well.
Once we got them up and running, we helped them not only acquire the right tooling that they needed for the hub and spoke model and the diagnostic model within their stores, but then also setting up the logistics. How does an ADAS business run? How do we train from the estimators to the technicians to the ADAS technicians to do these repairs correctly?
And when the unexpected happens, complex vehicles, unusual faults, tough calls, that's where the real value of the partnership shows up.
You can show them the basics and anybody can follow instructions, and if everything is within specification, it's going to work. But it's when those ancillary operations come up or those issues come up that aren't the run-of-the-mill manufacturer instructions cover this situation. I think that's where the support becomes crucial and what really helps organizations be successful long-term.
Equipment that can diagnose, calibrate, and document, all in one platform. That's the ROI story. And at Zimbrick, it's showing up in places they didn't even expect, like their glass department.
So we moved our glass department out of one of our body shops into our centralized location with calibration. So we have both right on site there. So we were able to increase the amount of windshields we were doing because we were able to handle the install calibration same day on those vehicles. So definitely able to increase the sales on the windshield side of things. Every vehicle that we run through here, these operations are going to be performed anyway. When we're running 400 ROs a month, now we're taking control of the scans, the calibrations on all of those vehicles. So it's been a big win for us. When we were subletting things out, you didn't really have to know a lot of the fine details of that. It's schedule it for a sublet. Now we need to know, at the time of estimate, especially customer pays, things like that, have a good conversation with the customer, and we can speak, to the systems on the vehicle and what has to be done with them, the importance of it, and get all those things out of the way in our initial conversations with the customer. I think it builds a lot of confidence with them. It's not just giving them a bill at the end that charges them for a calibration. We're kind of walking them through, here's the reason, here's the equipment, here's why it needs to be done.
So for shops sitting on the fence, thinking about taking ADAS in-house, what's the advice from the team that's lived it?
I think working through somebody like National will really help you get kind of set up and scaled to the point that you can handle it and set up for success. I think having the support and the industry knowledge backing behind the products that you're buying is where the real value is. The relationship with National has been crucial to our success with getting ADAS up and running. As much as we are getting involved in ADAS and trying to understand it to the best of our abilities, collision repair is what we do, so it's not something that we have the extensive backgrounds that someone like Darren has in these kind of fields. So from the recommendation of tooling standpoint to the training on the tooling and the ongoing support with everything, I don't think we could have gotten this up and running without having somebody, a business partner, working with us through the process.
60 years in business, 3 body shops, a centralized calibration center, and a partnership with National Calibrations and Autel. That's transformed how Zimbrick thinks about ADAS, from a liability into a competitive advantage. That's the business case for bringing ADAS in-house. But what does it actually look like when the techs are in the bay doing the work every day? In part 2, we get into the shop with the Zimbrick team to talk tools, efficiency, and real-world performance. So stay with us.